Hello dear traders. Clearly the greenback is now the strongest safe haven asset. Some 230 years have passed since the Philadelphia Mint minted the first coins in 1792. However, there is still not a single currency, including gold and crypto, able to compete with the dollar. The greenback is strong because the Fed is hawkish and the American economy is quite resilient to stubborn inflation. In the face of global bearish sentiment and high recession risk, it gets clear why investors are in no rush to purchase risk assets. Indeed, while the dollar is strong, there is no need to search for alternative assets like gold or crypto. Still, there is no guarantee that the Fed would remain aggressive next year. High inflation, labor shortages, the energy crisis, low demand, and the recession. The American economy is not immune to any of this. This would be a challenging time for the greenback. In 2020 alone, as part of the Fed's quantitative easing program, the US money supply grew by $3.8 trillion, which is 20% of all dollars ever created. Even now, when the market only assumes the possibility of a reduction in the pace of rate hikes in December, the US dollar index has already dipped to 109 from 113 points. Last week, the flagship cryptocurrency hovered in the sideways range. In fact, the digital asset has been trading sideways throughout the fall. When an asset moves in the sideways range, the market usually trades rather coolly. At the same time, crypto whales continue accumulating Bitcoin coins. Earlier this week, on-chain whale activity increased, which could have potentially boosted the value of Bitcoin. On Wednesday, the token gained 5% and short positions worth as much as $800 million were liquidated. For about a month, Bitcoin has consolidated in the 18,500 – 20,300 range. A breakout above 20,300 could produce a bullish signal. In the past 7 days, digital gold went down as low as $18,788.33 and rose as high as $20,866.24. The movement of the flagship cryptocurrency is traditionally the driving force for the whole crypto market. Whales are now also more interested in Ether. Over the past 2 weeks, the outflow of coins from exchanges has increased, signaling the accumulation stage. Therefore, Ethereum somewhat strengthened earlier this week. Ether's weekly low is seen at $1,264.48 and the high at $1,577.20. Among the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization, Dogecoin showed the best performance in the past 7 days. It gained 20.3%. Meanwhile, Ripple became the worst performing digital asset. It lost 0.6%. The drop came even despite the fact that Ripple is seeking compatibility with Ethereum and has already begun testing a new sidechain. In the face of the bear market and the energy crisis, many Bitcoin miners have to sell not only their accumulated coins but also their equipment. The US now has a 38% global market share in Bitcoin mining, the largest in the world. China's share of mining is 21%, the second largest in the world. Interestingly, Kazakhstan became the third largest hub for Bitcoin mining, contributing more than 13% of the total Bitcoin hash rate. It surpasses such big Bitcoin mining centers as Malaysia, Germany, and Iran. Meanwhile, our next news is for fans of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Warner Bros.'s American firm studio is planning to launch a multimedia living NFT based around the movie of the Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Tech giant Apple introduced new rules for its App Store that will prevent developers from giving away NFTs outside of the platform. Cryptographic tokens appeared in the App Store in late September. Due to high fees, many developers refuse to place their apps in the App Store. Notably, Apple charges a 30% fee for transactions. Meanwhile, Amazon expands transaction options for its users. The e-commerce giant will allow customers to make payments through Venmo on its platform. Vertu, a producer of luxury smartphones, has launched a new smartphone series, Meta Vertu. The line of devices, called the world's first Web3 phones, includes 10 models. Meta Vertu smartphones are Web2 and Web3 focused devices. They have built-in crypto wallet and allow users to create and store NFTs. Especially for Ethereum validators, a version of the node for mining of altcoin is installed. In our crypto tips from InstaForex TV, we will talk about the world's first exchange-traded fund tracking the value of Bitcoin. It was launched in October 2021 and managed by ProShares. The project turned out to be successful in the very beginning. In the first week of trading on the New York Stock Exchange alone, the fund raised over $1 billion. Back then, the coin traded at $67,000, and the launch of the Bitcoin ETF became a landmark in the crypto industry. Bitcoin entered the world of investing, and the ETF, also known as BITO, started raising funds non-stop. However, in a matter of a year, the fund lost substantial sums of money and its shares plunged by 70%. With inflows of $1.8 billion in its debut year, BITO's assets are now recorded at $624 million, meaning $1.2 billion loss of investors' money. Thus, a year after the launch, the world's first Bitcoin exchange-traded fund lost more investors' funds than any other debut project. Recently, there has been increasing speculation that Bitcoin might reach at least $25,000 by the end of 2022. What do you think about the current situation in the crypto market? You can leave your comments and questions in the comment section. Have a nice trading week and see you in our next video.